Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Confessions, a Japanese dramatic thriller from 2010 that was directed by Tetsuya Nakashima. It stars Takako Matsu and is based on a novel, which I have read actually. Now I've mentioned Confessions a handful of times over the years, usually in videos where I list the best Japanese movies of the 2010s. Two such videos are my 15 Japanese movies from the 2010s that you should watch. That's the name of the video. I'll include a link to that one. And my collaboration with Corrie and Ray from a few years back when we talked about the best Japanese movies from the 2010s. So I'll include links to both of those discussions below. But most surprisingly, I've never done a separate review of Confessions, and it is time. Junior high school teacher Yuko Moriguchi, played by Takako Matsu, announces to her undisciplined, disrespectful class that she will resign before spring break. She explains that because the HIV-positive father of her 4-year-old daughter Manami was ill, she used to bring her girl to school with her, as like a convenience thing. One day, Manami was found drowned in the school swimming pool, and she explains that 2 students in her class, whom she dubs Student A and Student B, had murdered her daughter. So it's a pretty intriguing setup. Confessions is a compelling film that is essentially a revenge movie at its core, but it explores this theme from an unusual angle. Typically in movies like this, we spend all of our time with the protagonist as they mourn their loss and begin their plan for revenge. Sympathy for Lady Vengeance is one example of this. Confessions is very different. We do get glimpses of our protagonist suffering, but her screen time is actually somewhat limited in this movie. She kind of works in the background, off screen, for much of the second and third act. And the story itself focuses on the emotional and psychological effects on the students, both of the murderers, as well as a schoolgirl played by Ai Hashimoto, while all of them are dealing with the consequences of their actions. So if we compare the movie to the novel, they are remarkably similar. This is arguably a perfect adaptation of a novel. Everything from the book that should be in the movie is in here, and they kept the same storytelling structure, which refocuses on different characters who essentially are giving their confessions, hence the name of the movie. And all the best set pieces from the book are retained in this. Now, as one example, the opening scene in this movie is just flawlessly executed. The teacher's confession lasts about 30 minutes, and it's fantastic. The disrespectful nature of the kids is shown, and it's interesting to see their reactions to the teacher's speech when some crazy revelations are revealed. And the acting, the direction, the technical aspects like the editing are all just top-notch. It just sets up everything so well, and certainly one of the best extended opening sequences I've ever seen in a Japanese movie. It's just that good. There are some pretty great surprises and intriguing plot lines in this. The script writing in particular is outstanding in how it kind of develops and explores the various characters, one of whom is basically a sociopath. Lots of effective narration in this too, which, is really impressive because there's some films where a lot of narration is used and people are talking over the images on screen, and it gets kind of samey and boring. But this movie, not at all. I think just the combination of all the filmmaking aspects just comes together really well. The camera work, visuals, and lighting are quite lovely, actually, but it creates an ominous mood. Lots of dark sections of the screen and light, with blackness present on screen at numerous points. I would describe this as almost like a high contrast visual style in its presentation, and the use of slow motion in this is great. So I really do not use the word masterpiece that often when I review movies, but Confessions comes pretty freaking close. It's an absolute must-watch. Nowadays, I think it's easiest to find on DVD and Blu-ray. The streaming accessibility to this, for some reason, is not very good. The Third Window Films Blu-ray is unfortunately out of print as well, but there's a Chinese release on eBay that you can find that's quite good. So that's the one I had to pick up recently because I missed the Third Window's release from years ago. But yeah, if you have not seen this, watch it, please. And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.